these days, manufacturing in England has taken a bit of a dive, hasn't it? I was reading an article the other day that manufacturing is up in the UK, up 20%, but that's not a lot really. And I would imagine that a lot of the manufacturing is up on the big firms.
I think that's it. That's what we were talking about before, weren't we?
Because Heinz are now redoing their factory in Wigan, but they're spending 1.5 billion and it's creating 50 jobs.
Yeah, and then you can say, oh, manufacturing's gone up by 0.7%, but it's like, but the guy on the street doesn't know.
But it is such a shame because businesses should have manufacturing or at least processing something to create a nice USP in the background of anything. And if you're in retail, you maybe sell other products to prop up what it is you're selling. But manufacturing is something everybody should look at. I've been involved in manufacturing in many different things. I mean, I grew up in a background manufacturing bags and handbags and sports bags. And in fact, do you know what's a shame? Because I was talking to my dad the other day, and
go on.
When I was 16, 17, in a small half a mile radius area in Manchester, there was over 200 odd bag manufacturers, and within 4 or 5 years, it was down to about half a dozen. And now there's hardly anything there. But there's a lot of mileage in instead of spending fortunes in setting up a shop, selling stuff you go down to the cash and carries for. It'd be so much better to set up something to manufacture something. And the beauty of it is there's some great tax breaks in that. There's great grants available, and there's great opportunities. I mean, if someone's actually manufacturing their own product, whether it's a consumer product or one into the trade, there's so much help in getting these things out there. So I would push people to go and find something to make. You know, I mean, you've obviously made that T-shirt, Graham.
Do you know what?
Well, no one would make that T-shirt, but it shows there's a niche, isn't there?
Your dad said I look like a penis in this.
My dad wouldn't know what that is.
He said, you look like a penis.
Well, my dad's in the audience. Dad, did you say he looks like a penis in that? You remember what a penis is? Sorry.
I would say, though, like...
How does that look like? Why are we on to this? Why is it, Graham? Every time we talk about anything, it gets down to that level.
Well, I didn't bring up the T-shirt, man.
But I didn't mention penis.
No, you didn't. No, that's on me this week. But I've got to say, though, in terms of the manufacturing thing, you know, on an individual level, yes. But on a greater level, the last year has shown us we are far too dependent on China and India. And
everywhere.
And we're far, far too dependent.
Well, if we lose our manufacturing base, which we have, we become dependent on the services sector, and in particular, the financial services sector. So we have a crash and we're fucked, aren't we? Which is what happened, on the last big recession.
Yeah, although, I mean, some people have argued that our reliance on services has meant that because we got there first, we're actually coming out of what's happening now a little bit faster than Europe.
You can have both. You can have both. It's a bit like having a gold reserve, isn't it? It's something to back the currency.
Yes. But
if we're manufacturing something, it's got to make you stronger. It's got to make any. I mean, when I had my shops to prop up some of the profits, I used to have these molds of garden gnomes and religious figurines, and I used to have a little room upstairs, and I used to make them. And it's like we could get $1.99, $2.99 out for them, and they were costing me 5 and 10 pence to make, which is a massive difference between going and buying something and if I was selling something for $1.99, I'd probably be making 30, 40 pence on it in those days. So manufacturing something was definitely better. So you don't need to do it in a big scale. You can service your own customers. That you can eat. I know food isn't manufacturing or cooking, but food can also be manufactured. There's all sorts of things, and I think in this day and age we're looking out for something different. And made in Britain, made in England, has always carried a great brand. It's got a pedigree to it, doesn't it? As long as we don't put your T-shirt on there, we've got a good pedigree. But you're a big cyclist as well.
Yes, and this is again another side to this. For the last year, there's been no bikes, and the reason I know this is because it's my daughter's birthday's coming up. And so last year for her birthday, I was trying to buy her a bike. I mean, you won't know this because I was just one of the little people that he ignored at that point. Yeah. But I remember moaning to Aidan, it took me such a lot of work. And a full year later, there's still no bikes because we don't build them here. No. We don't make.
Is that because of COVID? So the brothels have closed.
That's not.
Oh, sorry, you're talking about the metal bikes.
I'm talking about actual bicycles. Yeah, this is my other thing. I quite enjoy bicycling.
Yeah, you're right to it.
Bicycling.
Yeah. I always love it when Hayden's got something to say. Hayden,
But,
please interrupt.
There's an interesting one though, because essentially nobody wanted to get on public transport. Completely understandable. Mask or not, clean or not, it's dirty people. You don't want to catch things. So because they couldn't get bikes, there's been an explosion of e-scooters. Even though they're still technically illegal, they're everywhere.
Oh, are they illegal?
Yes, for the most part, yeah.
Right.
Unless you're on private land. Or all these people you've seen everywhere.
So it's just us.
Yeah.
To jump in.
Oh, you're in if you want to jump on camera too.
Yeah, okay, there we go. If e-scooters are illegal,
Yeah.
why did they have, when I was just going through town, picking Dazzle, rows of them that you can touch to rent?
Those ones are legal.
Why are they legal?
Only they're legal because they're the ones the government own. And they're
That explains it.
that's the government. They belong to the government, so they're okay.
I've seen a few people on that. I think some of them are quite comical because I saw one guy when I was coming to work this morning, and he was I was coming to the studio, not work, but when this guy was like that wide on a tiny little platform on the e-scooter, and I'm thinking, what's keeping him on that?
They're good though, they're good. Although there's a lot of discussion at the moment with regulations. I mean, and to be honest, something needs to be done because they're all on the pavements. And they're all.
But it does show you, just going back to what we were saying, that manufacturing. There's so much opportunity in this country right now for manufacturing.
Well, yeah, they're made in
Grants
England.
and all sorts. Yeah.
That's why they're doing well because, I mean, Pure is an English company, so they've built them for our weather and they're making them here. You're paying a little bit more, but people are happy to do that.
And there's enough of a market in the UK alone that we don't need to worry about tariffs and sending stuff out. Oh, hang on. We've got. Yes. Sorry. Can you hear my dad speaking?
Not at all, no.
So I'll repeat.
You repeat.
My dad's sat in the audience over there and he's gone, can I make a little point? Local manufacturing businesses have gone out of business because the importers and the wholesalers don't want to buy their goods. What do you think of that? Conspiracy going here. Why don't people want to buy English-made goods?
Well, because it's so much easier to set up a business with stuff from China. Yeah, exactly.
Because we can't produce them for the price.
Exactly, yeah.
But you see, this has always been the case, though. It's you shouldn't be buying stuff based on price. Look at the quality. Feel the width. Look, sorry about that. Look at the quality. Look at the accessibility. Look at that. One way or another, it's going to cost you because minimum wages will just keep going up if we've got to subsidise imports coming in. It's much better. But you can do both. Give people the choice. Put British goods manufactured products there, put the Chinese counterpart and see what people buy.
Well, that's exactly what I did with the scooter. There's no way I'm importing a cheap whatever. I paid good money for a good one that has got the proper stamps on it, CE and all that stuff.
Well, there's also the thing, if you're buying, it's sort of like, if I know one of the problems I used to have when I was importing from not just China, but, it's the 11 to the dozen thing. It's all right when it's going out 11 to the dozen, but when it's coming in, you get 11 to the dozen, or it's not quite what you ordered, it's too far to send it back. I think business is a lot about relationship as well, isn't it? So if you have a good relationship with people, then they're going to look after you a bit more. So
vehicles and Viagra, Stephen. Don't mess around with either of those.
Put
the money in and get the proper brand.
I don't take Viagra once. I don't take it anymore. It's the usual problem. It got stuck in my neck. My neck was stiff for ages. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to carry on watching, we've got loads of videos all around us. But if you have more real-world issues and something you'd like to talk about, do feel free to contact me. Just go to my website, stephenenglander.co.uk, fill in the form, tell me what it is roughly you want to talk about, and I'll be in touch. Thank you.